Contact Chapter Medicare right here. They're amazing. I partnered with them about a year and a half ago to help those of you in this community completely for free. You can see it for yourself with all of your Medicare, because honestly, Medicare can be so confusing, and trying to hack it out yourself is going to waste a ton of time, confusion, frustration, overwhelm. You're going to have a million questions, but here's the deal. You can connect with Chapter Medicare there completely for free. They will help you start to finish. They'll answer your questions, address your concerns, and look through the 20,000+ plans they have access to find the right plan for you and your exact personal needs, whatever it happens to be. And the best part is it's free. You'll connect with a real human right here in the United States. Again, phone number's there. Write it down, take a picture, take a screenshot. It'll be very, very valuable for you as you need that information on Medicare. Just call them. They'll be able to help you start to finish, and it's free. By the way, those of you in this community in the last year and a half or so have saved nearly $3 million from the thousands of you that have called. That's incredible. Multiple millions of dollars of savings. All right, anyway. Let's put this up on the screen right here, right now. I'm going to be fair with you. This is a screenshot. I didn't want to get too confused with all the information that's out there, so I took a screenshot that I'm going to share with you. And again, this is the report right off the Social Security website that they just recently released yesterday, in fact, as I filmed this video. Now, this is out of the Social Security Board of Trustees annual report. Now, we're not going to talk about all of it because there's a lot of information. I want to break this down one by one here. We're only focusing on the 78% payable benefit, the 22% cut, and the 2032 insolvency year. Okay, let's explain all of these. So here's the deal. Social Security reported that they now have $2.56 trillion in the trust fund. When I say trust fund, think of it like a bank account, a savings account. Social Security has this metaphorical savings account where they put all kinds of money, right? That's where they have the money sitting. Anyway, it has $2.56 trillion, but there's about 70 million people on Social Security, meaning that they're paying out trillions of dollars worth of benefits per year, but they're bringing in less than that. What it means is that they are drawing into the savings account of Social Security. They're drawing down the savings account slowly. In fact, they drew it down by about $160 billion last year. What that means is that in the future, in fact, in about 6 years and 3 months or so, give or take a little bit, in the fourth quarter of 2032, the trust fund for the Old Age and Survivors Trust Fund will be empty. In other words, the savings account, the one that pays out the benefits for old age and survivors benefits. In other words, retirement, spousal, survivors benefits. That's the trust fund. Remember, Social Security has two trust funds. Disability Trust Fund, don't worry about that. We'll talk about that in a separate video. That pays out disability benefits. And then the Old Age and Survivors Trust Fund, that's the one that pays out the bulk of benefits for tens of millions of beneficiaries that are on retirement, spousal, and survivors benefits. It pays all those benefits out, okay? Here's the deal. That trust fund that pays out the bulk of benefits is going to be empty in just about 6 years, okay? In the fourth quarter of 2032, so like 6 years and 3 months from right now, it'll be empty, totally empty. The trillions of dollars sitting there will be gone, totally emptied out. So what does this mean? If lawmakers do nothing, remember, the only way that Social Security can be reformed is by lawmakers passing legislation to reform the program. If lawmakers do nothing between now and then, the savings account within Social Security will be empty. If that occurs, here's what happens next. Benefits will immediately be cut by 22%. There will be an immediate cut to benefits by 22%. Meaning that they would only be able to pay out 78% worth of benefits. Okay, let me give you a quick example. I explained this yesterday in a video and in a live stream that I hosted for you, but let me say these numbers again really quickly. Just for easy mathematical purposes, let's just say that somebody is receiving a $1,000 monthly benefit at the time of insolvency. That $1,000 benefit would be subject to an immediate 22% cut, $222 minus off. Okay, so that $1,000 monthly benefit would actually be $780 is what Social Security would be able to pay at that time. A 22% cut only payable at 78%. In this example, $1,000 literally turns into $780. But why? What are they doing? Why are they stealing my money? Why are they doing that? They're not stealing it. Here's what happened. Right now, Social Security brings in $1.45 trillion worth of income. In fact, according to the Board of Trustees report. So last year, 2025, they brought in $1.45 trillion of income, but they paid out $1.6 trillion worth of benefits. So what happens is, think of it for you and me. We have $1.45 trillion of income, but we pay out $1.6 trillion. What that means is that we need to dig into our savings account to cover the extra expenditures. Same thing here. Social Security brought in income, $1.45 trillion of income. They paid it all out, but then they also paid out an extra $160 billion above and beyond. Where'd that $160 billion come from? Came out of the trust fund. That's where they had to get it from. They had to dip into the savings account to get that money to pay out to the beneficiary. This trend will continue for at least the next 6 years and 3 months until the trust fund runs out. The savings account will be depleted at that point. In other words, savings account will be out of money. So because of that, at that time, Social Security will still be bringing in all kinds of money, about, well over $1.5 trillion of income. They will still be bringing in at that time. But the point is, they won't have enough money to pay all of the promised benefits. Instead, they'll only have enough money coming in through their sources of income, most notably the taxation of Social Security benefits that's put on the back of seniors who are collecting, as well as Social Security payroll taxes that are paid by the roughly 185 million workers out there that are paying the 12.4% tax on every dollar that is earned. So that's where their income would be coming from at that time. They would only have enough income coming in to pay out 78% of benefits, because they don't have enough income coming in. So without enough income, they don't have the savings account to dip into because it'll be empty at that time, and therefore that's what will be payable, 78% of benefits as of right now. Now I want to say this much as well. This is based on the most recent Social Security Board of Trustees report that was just released yesterday, which I had a dedicated video about, and I also had a live stream talking about it. But my point being is this is what we know as of right now, 6 years out from it happening. As it gets closer, that number is going to get changed. So the 78% that they're projecting now could actually turn into 76, 74, 70. We don't know. But by the time that we get there, that number is not going to be 78% anymore. It's likely going to be probably around 74, 73, maybe 70.